Okay, so I'm here live with Dominic from StockTrim. Dominic, would you like to take a moment to introduce us, tell us who you are and what do you do?
Yeah, right. My name's Dominic Sutton. I'm founder of one of the founders. I've got a co-founder as well of StockTrim. StockTrim's an inventory forecasting SaaS business. I'll tell you a little bit about what that does later, but we're based in our head office is in New Zealand. We're a B2B focused SaaS targeting the SMB market, and our audience is global, but mostly in English-speaking countries.
Okay, great. Should we touch on what exactly that is that your product does, who it serves, and what it does for them?
Yeah, so we work with mostly manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers to a certain extent, mostly in the e-commerce area. Our software reads all the inventory behavior that's usually in a recording system of some sort, inventory management system, MRP, ERP, e-commerce platform, point of sale platform. It reads those behaviors and analyzes it using some algorithms, AI algorithms, and plots those for customers, and it basically tells them what their best performing products are, but also not only that, but also how to order. So it'll read all individual component items in a manufactured product, their different velocities, how they're being used in items, and will tell you will actually produce recommended purchase plans in order for you to send off to your suppliers. So the key outcomes of that, without getting too technical, is a fully optimized inventory. What an optimized inventory means for a small, medium-sized business who didn't have access to this kind of technology before is up to 40% savings in working capital, around about 50% reduction in stockouts. So that's, you can't sell something you don't have. So it's a profit-related issue and a customer service issue, of course. And then the third key outcome is obviously the software is automation, and so it saves a lot of manpower time, where small, medium business owners are often poring over spreadsheets, applying formulas, and producing PO orders. So the software does all this for the users.
Great. Okay, sounds like a really awesome platform. Dominic, are you a solo founder? Do you have a co-founder?
I have a co-founder, Paul. So he's my technical co-founder. I'm a sales and marketing guy. Have been for most of my life. I couldn't write any code at all. But so the good thing about, co-founders, some guys like to go it alone, and I normally have in the past. But having Paul as a technical co-founder, he's really good at what he does. He's written the core software. It's our code, and Paul really knows what he's talking about. So we've got clear domain expertise, and we pretty much respect each other's area of expertise. So it works well.
Great. Okay. And how did you guys build the product? Did you've fundraised to build the platform so far?
Paul built the initial prototype just working as a side gig to his paid employment, and got a couple of initial test customers, like you could call them beta customers, paying customers actually, just a handful. And then he met me. I was sort of searching for something that could solve a problem. The history is I had a problem with one of my previous businesses. I bought a toy importing and wholesaling business. It was kids' toys. Don't do it, guys. If you think about it, it's a horrible business. And I promptly started losing money because I just didn't understand my inventory properly. So once I got out of that business, when I saw what Paul was doing, I said, look, this is just great. Small businesses need this. If I had had a tool when I had that toy, if I had had StockTrim when I had that toy business, I would have saved myself hundreds of thousands of dollars just within a short period of time, just in purchasing and having the right optimized stock. So to come back to your question, I got involved, and I was the initial funder technically, apart from Paul's time building the initial product, and then we zhushed it up, built a more SaaS user-friendly UX website, got some a CMS platform under it with HubSpot, CRM, and started scaling from there. So it was my initial funds. And then we went, about a year later, we went to do a capital raise.
Okay. What have you raised so far? What kind of stages of funding have you gone through?
Well, we called it a seed. We raised about just over $500,000, about 575,000. We didn't want to raise too much more, as some of your viewers will know. Early stage seed funding can be probably some of the most expensive funding you'll ever receive, because you have to give away a greater percentage of shareholding for not a huge amount of dollars, considering your great plans for your SaaS. So we didn't want to raise more than we needed to. So we raised, about 575,000, I think, on a valuation of around about $2 million, which is pretty good considering we've only been going for about a year.
Yeah, that sounds great. And okay, so how have you used that seed funding so far? What has been your focus with that?
The two very clear areas. I mean, we are a very light footprint from a fixed cost base point of view. We've got a hybrid, we've got a remote team, remote first, very low overheads. Other than so from efficiency of funds raised, we're very efficient. We put that money straight into acquiring new customers, customer acquisition, marketing, and a few extra sales reps. And also into the product, into the development team. So it's pretty much gone straight into things that generate more customers. No fancy offices for us, unfortunately.
Excellent. And what has been your tactics, your go-to-market kind of strategy? What's been working for you in terms of customer acquisition?
Well, one key thing to understand about us is that we are an add-on tool. Like I mentioned, remember those inventory management systems? We have to attach and read data that's there. The data is not initially ours. We don't create it in our software. We take it from another system. So we're an add-on tool. There's some strengths and weaknesses of that. We're very fast to be adapted. It's very easy to use, and you can pretty much go on the trial and be pretty much using the product within an hour. So to its full extent. The downside is that we're not the core system. So what I'm saying from a go-to-market strategy is that partnerships are probably, especially with our integration partners, is probably a really key area, because those guys are already dealing with our customers, our future customers, right?
Right.
Finding SMBs at a cost of acquisition, SMB customers at a cost of acquisition that works, especially when we're introducing something that SMB business owners aren't used to using. We're not taking customers off another inventory planning and forecasting system. Usually we're taking them out of spreadsheets, using spreadsheets.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of education. So that other key area is just creating articles and information that small, medium businesses are hungry for. They're having problems with their inventory. They want to find how to fix this problem, which is, usually, Betty in the accounts has ordered way too much of this SKU and it's going to cost us, or we've got all this wastage happening over here. So they know there's a problem. They go to the internet. How do I fix my overstocking problem or something like that? And we want to be there, right? It's tricky. We don't have the funds that some of these enterprise system guys have, and they're after our keywords. So we have to be very, sort of almost street fighting style of trying to acquire customers. Google AdWords, picking up customers direct is great. Problem is, if we pick up a customer direct and they don't have an integration, it's harder for us to onboard them. So coming back to partnerships, it's best to just communicate and work through our existing partners.
So would your ideal customers already have a platform? Like I'm aware of Unleashed within the kind of inventory space. Will they have a platform like that, and then you'll integrate with Unleashed?
Exactly that. Unleashed, Katana, Sin7's a really good partner of ours, also another Kiwi. Great Kiwi software company. Unleashed is too, actually. We'll integrate with accounting platforms like Xero or QuickBooks, but most customers that are sitting in our target, which is sort of the 1 to 20 million turnover size. They're not using their accounting system to record their inventory. So yeah, you're absolutely right, spot on. Usually an inventory management system, or even ERP systems that don't want to, where the user doesn't want to use the existing ERP demand planning module because it's not user friendly.
Interesting. Okay. That's good. I guess that can always be like a bit of a risk, but also a route to market, because you'll sometimes have users of these bigger platforms that are looking for the kind of functionality that your platform provides. So they might integrate through the marketplace of one of the bigger tools, right?
It really, it comes down to the psychology of the user. It depends on where they are and the size of their business. The 1 to 20 million turnover user, they want something that's accurate. You need it accurate for it. That's a core requirement, but it needs to be affordable for those guys. They're always assessing value. The approach things completely different from a corporate or an enterprise level customer, and they need it to be easy to use, because a lot of these guys aren't trained demand planners or inventory forecasters or inventory managers. They're just a guy or lady that's found a product, creating a product. It's selling online, or they're making it and they're getting more orders, and next minute their business is in the 5 million turnover, and they're going, oh my, the spreadsheet is just not going to work anymore for us. So that's the stage where we're going for.
Cool. And Dominic, it sounds like this isn't your first business, and in your entrepreneurial kind of experience, you've learned a little bit about the resilience of a founder, the mindset. Can you talk to us a little bit? I guess we just got a couple minutes more, but I'd love to hear a bit of your take on the kind of like mindset that you need for being a SaaS founder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit older. I'm in my late 40s, and I know some of the listeners will be, they're in their, maybe even their 20s, got a great idea, just going for it with a software product. Good on them. But being a little bit older, I've got a little bit more hindsight. I've made lots of failures, and I've had some great successes. The key, and I'm sure they've heard this, the key is you'll have events in your business that you think is just the end of the world. You'll go home and you'll go, I think this is it. It's over. And it's only over if you say it's over. I mean, there's just some ideas that just won't work, no matter how much money you throw at it. But if you've got a good idea and you really believe in it, just keep going, because some of these events, you look back and you go, that wasn't so bad, really, and it taught me a good lesson. And so life's just a series of, getting kicked in the guts, learning, and you become more robust. So treat every kick in the guts as almost a learning lesson, and almost learn to welcome it. I know that sounds hard to fathom right now, but every failure you have, it's almost like something to be celebrated, even though you don't want to have too many of them in a row, because it can really knock you. So that's what I learned, and I feel like there's some stoic philosophy, which is which helps to cope with seemingly doomsday scenarios, really.
That's great. I love that outlook, Dominic. There's a lot to learn from those kind of experiences, and I like that phrase that you said about it's not over till you say it's over. So you can always keep going. But hey, thanks for your time. It's been great to talk with you. Great to learn a bit about StockTrim. And how can people follow what you're doing and check out your product?
StockTrim.com is our website. Pretty easy. STO, all one word, STOCKTRIM. I know I've got a hard to understand accent. And you can follow me on LinkedIn if you want. I'm pretty, I engage quite a lot on LinkedIn. So just follow me, Dominic Sutton, StockTrim, and you'll find me there. Welcome to have you, to connect with you. And that's probably the two key areas that somebody could connect with me or the business.
Great. Okay. Thanks. Great to chat with you, Dominic.
Thanks, Peter. Cheers.